So I'm a young man and I have a lot of desires inside of me, like superficial ones, right? Just like everyone else, I want I want sex, uh, I want I want enjoy, I want have friends and I know all that stuff. And I have had that. I have experienced that when I used to live in Colombia. I had a very, let's call it that way, let's call it this way. I had a superficial life in which an artificial life, a superficial life in which I had a lot of I had a lot of sex with women. I got drunk every time, smoked weed, and just played video games every day, like the whole day, and do a lot of superficial stuff. And I lived in Colombia, South America. So there, people is like more, uh, like the people is very social, outgoing, talkative. Call it whatever you want. So I used to have a lot of friends. It was easier. Everyone is like in that mood, in the mood of joy. That's why Latin music is always talking about that, and the way we dance it is always like that. Like we, the women and the men, we put all bodies together when dancing, and then that makes it easier, to establish all kind of relationships that then go physical. So I used to have like this Latin American lifestyle, just going to party, getting drunk all the time, and I had a job. I studied a degree in languages in Colombia. So I always had very, very nice jobs that were paying me in dollars while I was in this developing country that is Colombia. Is a poor country. So I was earning more than the average, like way, way more than the average. So I could enjoy a lot of benefits. And being that young with that much of money, and my mother, she lived in Europe. She has been living in Europe for like a lot of time. I never asked her for money or support. I actually didn't have the best relationship with my parents at the beginning. I Because I moved away from home when I was very young, and I decided to like uh, find myself a path. So it was easier than I thought for me to get like this, let's call it artificial chat lifestyle. And the fact that it was very, very easy was actually harmful for me, because it hurt the way I perceived like life in general. When I was in high school, I was like very, very smart, and let's call it smart. And I learned everything without studying. Then when I had the national exam that will allow you to enter to the public university, to the best public universities depending on your score, I also scored like a very, very high score. And I didn't even study, while my classmates, they studied like the whole day, and it was actually mandatory in our high school to study for that exam, and I didn't attempt to the lessons. That's the reason why teachers hated me. And at the end, even though if I didn't make any effort, I managed to get a high score. So all my life I have been that way, like easy, like easy. I don't know if talent, I don't know if I'm naturally smart or whatever. For example, I speak English and French, and I learned that by myself when I went to college to study a degree in languages. I already had the languages. That's the reason why I could have this lifestyle while I was in college, because they couldn't teach me that much, really. So I say all this because that's not how life works. And what easy goes, what easy comes, easy goes. And I don't find any kind of purpose on the achievements that I got that easy. And now, looking at the whole spectrum, they were not even that important. If I want to achieve like these big goals that really give me a lot of meaning in my life, that help me help society, that adds value to my life and to the people that is around me, because that's what it's about. It's not only about building wealth, we also have to add value to the society and to the people that is surrounding us. That's the kind of big goals that I'm talking about. That's the ones that I'm wanting to achieve right now. And I've been trying for a few years to achieve those just by using my talent. And I've been smashing myself against that wall that cannot be broken. I cannot trespass that line. I cannot overcome myself. I cannot level up myself. And it's because my mindset that I'm changing right now constantly. So 1 year ago, I committed myself to not be totally happy until I achieved my goals through the hard way. And you know what? This commitment is actually unnecessary, because when I look back, I wasn't even happy. I wasn't even happy, you know? It's interesting, but I remember this day I was drinking wine because I love wine. I do love wine. I don't drink whiskey or tequila. I just drink wine. I'm not drinking right now. I've been many months, and I don't know how much time, like a long period, at least 1 year, without drinking or smoking anything at all. But I remember this day I was drinking wine in a beautiful place. It was a park full of bamboo. It's like a tree, or whatever. It was full of trees, and the lights were like kind of weak lights. So the place was more or less dark, and I was with this group of girls that I met, and we were drinking wine. And then some other friends of mine went to the place, and we started to talk, and it was very funny, and we were smoking weed and whatever. We were having this very amazing time. And she's one of the girls around. She started to talk to my ear. I was very drunk. I could barely like see what was in front of me. Really, I didn't know what was happening. So she started to talk to me in my ear and say a lot of things and kiss my neck and whatever. I don't know how, but I took her to my home, and short story, we had sex. So this girl was very beautiful, and the next day my friends were they noticed that I went home with her, and everyone was like, oh my god, I cannot believe it, cannot believe you, she's so beautiful, you're a top G, you're a Chad, you're a pro, whatever, all these kind of things. And I felt happy. I felt like I was actually a pro because of that. But now I've been studying coding for a long time right now. 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, 12 hours per day coding. And I remember a few days ago, I did something amazing with this framework called Next.js for JavaScript. I did something amazing that I won't explain because it's not the topic. And I felt happy again. But this time was different. This happiness really touched my heart. Look at my eyes. I'm about to cry. This fulfillment was real. This fulfillment was real because it came after my effort. It came through my pain, from my blood. I studied 12 hours per day to achieve it, insanely into it. And it made me happy. And it's happiness. Now I don't feel euphoric, you know? But every time I remember, I feel proud of it. If I go back to the chick I fucked that day while drinking wine, I don't feel proud of it. It only gives me a boner. That's it. But every time I look to my past and think in those times I achieved something through effort, tears go down my face. This is a very personal message. Thank you so much for hearing me. Oh my god, I always make the same mistake. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please like the video and subscribe. Good night.